My name is Ed. My name is Ed. My name is Ed. People call me Ed Caso. That's EDCASO.
People call me Ed Caso. That's EDCASO.
Hello, today we're going to match the perfect foundation. What you need to do first is select the proper color. So first you want to select a few shades that look similar to your client's skin. We're going to try color on her cheek area first. We'll apply the color and just kind of tap it to see if it disappears into the skin. If it looks like you'll have to work hard for it to go away, then it's more than likely not your shade. As you can see, the last color that I applied just gently disappears right into her skin, so that's more than likely going to be the proper shade. However, with a lot of complexions, we tend to have a brighter area in the center of our face, and then it's a little deeper around this area, so we want to take that same color that matched in the center and see if it matches here, which we can clearly see that that's much too light for that area. This normally tends to be the reason that a lot of the foundation that we select isn't proper for our complexions, because we need to check both areas of the face. So for these areas, we're going to need a deeper shade of foundation. And we'll try another shade. And we see here that this color gently disappears into the complexion, which the same color would not match in the center because this area is a little bit brighter. So now I'll move forward and apply the foundation. I'll start from the forehead down, and I'll work my way down with the color application so that I gently lay down the fine hairs that grow on our face. We wouldn't want to put the foundation in an upward motion because we make all of them stand up, and we don't want that. We want the smoothest application we can get. So I'll gently feed my foundation brush with a small amount of the deeper shade, and I'll start right along her hairline and gently feather the color into her hairline so that you have no line of demarcation. Once you get it feathered around the forehead area, just gently work your way down. Now as you find yourself getting closer to the area that was a little lighter, you want to gently start to blend the secondary color that we selected into your mixture. There's no need to clean your brush in between because you need a little bit of that first color to help with the transition. We're using a foundation brush today because with the application of your foundation with the foundation brush, you get a much lighter and much more even application. Use much less product, but you get a better look. Now at this point, I'm using all of the lightest shade once I get into this area. We'll go back and revisit the under eye area shortly. So as I work down, you'll see I'm going sort of in a pattern to make sure that I don't miss any areas of the face. Now that I'm in this area, you'll see that the skin starts to get a little bit deeper, but I'm still working with the lightest shade at this point. Now, I'll start to gently blend the deeper shade back into the foundation mixture, because this was again the area that we saw that it was a little deeper. It's usually around the circumference of the face. Be sure to feather the color along the jawline so that there's no line of demarcation. We never want to just take our foundation brush and cut around the face this way, because when we do that, that kind of creates that demarcation line. So we want to just gently feather that color so that there's just a natural flow. As you're applying the foundation, you're looking at the entire complexion to make sure that your blending is adequate. So now I'll go back to under the eye area. And now I'm using the side of the foundation brush. If you find that you need to do a lot of detail work, we would go to a concealer brush. But this time we're just doing a gentle application, which the foundation brush will suffice. I'm going to have you look all the way up for me. Again, this is the lightest shade. Okay, you can relax. Make sure, once you're complete, that again there's no demarcation line, the color is gently feathered all the way around the edges, and that there's no obvious lines where the color's met. And this will be our complete foundation application. Don't go away, there's more Video Hair Magazine coming up.
.360 Cultured Natural Products are all natural products with a mix of vegetables, seaweed, medicinal herbs, shea butter, and minerals. The hair butter is a daily natural hair and scalp conditioning moisturizer with no oil buildup for naturally, chemically treated hair. The lock butter provides great hold for locks, short natural waves, braids, and twists with no buildup. Visit us at www.culturenaturals.com and start rejuvenating your hair and body now.
Video Hair Magazine wants to know what's going on in your area as well as the rest of the world. Contact us at videohairmagazine.tv and let us know about events that are happening in your city. Remember, Video Hair Magazine is going to be the leader in information when it comes to African American beauty. We can't wait to hear from you.
Difference between being fat or overweight and being full-figured?
The question relates to body size and body habitus. To the body, there's no major difference. We're talking about weight excesses, and it has health consequences because of the weight excesses. Multiple factors contribute to the fact of why African American women may be overweight or obese, such as consuming too many calories, not getting enough exercise, hormonal problems, issues about inactivity for sure, just a whole slew of factors. Heart disease can actually crop up as a result of being overweight. Diabetes definitely can crop up as a result of being overweight. Breathing concerns actually can crop up because the obese tissue can press up against the lungs and give rise to shortness of breath. Osteoarthritis, which is arthritis known as wear and tear arthritis, can also crop up as a result of that. Those are some of the things.
How does a woman go about finding out if she is overweight or if her body style is conducive to her having the amount of weight that she has? How do we know?
Other than getting on the scale, which is a good way of doing it, we now focus on a lot these days on the waistline measurements. A female should be no more than 35 inches in the waist, and a guy should be no more than 40 inches in the waist. Previously, we focused a lot on body mass index, and there were some other factors or measurements prior to even that. But as time has developed, we actually focus a lot more on waistline measurements, because that has a direct correlation about the amount of squeeze power and pressure that's pressed upon your internal organs.
So if a woman wants to lose weight, what are some of the starting steps she can take? We know we can You know, we all talk about dieting, but what are some of the basic at-home things we can just do to jumpstart a healthy habit change in our dieting and our physical activity to affect our weight?
I think first of all, what you should do is assess what your goal is, how much waistline you want to trim down to, and how much weight you want to trim down to, and you can work with your doctor on doing that. And then look at what you're eating. Perhaps another thing, you can sit down with your doctor and you can look at how much calories you consume during your breakfast meal, for your lunch meal, for your dinner meal, if there's any excessive snacking that's going on. And that way we have a diagnostic of what you're doing in order to tell you what you need to do. Exercise should be a mainstay in any program in terms of weight management. And nowadays, the latest studies are showing even consumption of water can make a difference. And I think that most people actually should start their day with drinking 2 bottles or 2 cups of water to get the body lubricated and going first. And that actually can decrease some of your appetite by just consuming some water in the morning.
Okay. We all know the benefits of water in our bodies. We don't, people need to use it more, of course, drink more water.
Yes.
Why is it important to start from an internal perspective when we talk about health? One of the things we focus on is why is internal beauty important? Why is it important to start inside of your body if you want to be beautiful?
Because if you focus on your internal health, your external health will be much more pleasant and beautiful.
Okay.
A good example of that is water. When you deprive yourself of water, your external picture is going to be signs of dehydration. Your skin could get drier, your tongue will definitely get drier. You may develop more blemishes on your skin as a result of that. So water plays a good factor in a lot of weight management and internal health.
For women who are overweight currently and would like to seek out help and guidance in starting that weight management plan, who would you suggest they talk to first?
I think they should always go to their primary care doctor. Those names have changed, but primary care doctor, i.e. their internist, their family practice doctor. The specialty doctor is probably not the best place to go, like your surgeon or your GYN doctor, but your internal doctor who knows more about your internal health could actually guide you and weave you through the things that you need to focus on to help trim your weight.
What do you think beauty is? How do you think we should sort of frame that in our minds as a doctor? Take from that.
Well, I think society has focused more on external beauty in terms of being very, very thin and having blind eyes and blue hair. But I think that we should actually focus more on your insides, your mind, your body, and your soul. That's more of what beauty encompasses, not just the body.
Well, thank you for talking to
You're
Video
welcome.
Hair Magazine.
You're welcome.
Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Video Hair Magazine. Tiffany will be back next week. We want to send a special thanks to all of our international viewers that have been watching us from all over the world. I'm Tiona Kuniken, and we'll see you back right here next week.